After a night of love, she disappeared. The scent of jasmine lingered in the air as Lucas woke up, stretching his arms and feeling the empty space beside him. He turned, expecting to see Sophia's warm smile, but the bed was cold, the sheets undisturbed. Panic prickled at his senses, but he brushed it off, thinking she might be in the bathroom or making coffee. "Good morning," he called out, his voice echoing eerily in the silent apartment. There was no reply. He got up, checking the bathroom first. It was empty. The kitchen was dark and lifeless, no smell of brewing coffee or sizzling breakfast. A cold knot of fear tightened in his stomach. "Sophia," he called again, louder this time. His voice was swallowed by the oppressive silence. Lucas's mind raced. They had spent a magical evening together, the kind that felt timeless. They had talked, laughed, and made love until the early hours. He could still feel the ghost of her touch on his skin, still hear her soft laughter in his ears. He checked his phone, hoping for a message, a missed call. Nothing. He scrolled through his contacts, pressing her name and listening to the dull rings that seemed to stretch on forever. Her voicemail picked up. He hung up, anxiety clawing at him. Lucas paced the apartment, looking for any sign of her. Her clothes were gone, her purse, her phone. It was as if she had never been there. He stopped in the living room, staring at the spot where they had shared their first kiss. The memory felt like a cruel joke now. Determined to find her, Lucas left the apartment and headed to Sophia's place. He knocked on her door, calling her name, but there was no answer. He checked with her neighbors, but no one had seen her. He went to the cafe where she worked, only to be met with confused looks and shaken heads. She hadn't shown up for her shift. Desperation led him to the police station. He filed a missing persons report, trying to keep his voice steady as he described her. The officers assured him they would investigate, but Lucas saw the skepticism in their eyes. People disappeared all the time, they seemed to say. Most of them came back. Days turned into weeks with no word from Sophia. Lucas barely slept, his dreams haunted by her face, her voice calling out to him. He retraced their steps, revisited the places they had been together, but there were no clues, no hints. Her disappearance gnawed at him, a constant, aching void. One night, exhausted and delirious, Lucas returned to their favorite park. The moon cast an eerie glow on the deserted playground, shadows dancing like phantoms. He sat on the swing where they had once shared secrets, feeling the cold metal beneath his fingers. A soft rustling behind him made him turn. There, standing in the shadows, was Sophia. Relief flooded him, but it was short-lived. Her eyes were empty, her face a mask of sorrow. "Sophia," he whispered, stepping towards her. She backed away, shaking her head. "Lucas," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "You have to let me go." "Where have you been?" he asked, reaching for her. "I've been looking everywhere for you." "I'm not. I can't stay," she said, her form flickering like a candle in the wind. "You need to forget me." "Forget you?" Lucas's heart twisted. "I can't. I love you." "Love isn't enough," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry." Before he could say another word, she vanished, leaving him alone in the cold night. Lucas stumbled home, her words echoing in his mind. He couldn't understand. Why would she leave him? What did she mean by, "Love isn't enough"? He spent the night staring at the ceiling, her face haunting his thoughts. The next day, he decided to visit a friend, Anna, who was a paranormal investigator. Lucas was skeptical of the supernatural, but Sophia's disappearance was beyond any logical explanation. Anna listened intently as Lucas recounted his story, her expression growing graver with each detail. She agreed to help, sensing a darkness that she couldn't yet explain. They conducted a séance in Lucas's apartment, hoping to contact Sophia. The room grew colder as Anna chanted, her voice steady and calm. The candles flickered, their flames dancing wildly. Suddenly, Sophia's voice filled the room. "Lucas, you have to stop," she pleaded, her voice full of anguish. "Sophia, where are you?" Lucas cried out. "Why did you leave?" "I never left," she said. "I was taken." "Taken? By who?" "By something ancient, something that feeds on love and despair," she said, her voice breaking. "It won't let me go." Anna's face paled. "We need to break its hold," she said. "But it won't be easy." They gathered items linked to Sophia, her favorite book, a piece of jewelry, a photograph. Anna performed a ritual, her voice rising and falling in a hypnotic rhythm. The air grew thick with tension, the room vibrating with unseen energy. Suddenly, a dark presence filled the space, a shadowy figure looming over them. It spoke in a voice that chilled Lucas to his core. "She is mine," it hissed. "You cannot have her back." Lucas felt a surge of anger. "No. I love her. I won't let you take her." The entity laughed, a sound that echoed with malice. "Love? Love is what brought her to me. Your love is my feast." Anna's voice rose in a final, desperate chant. The shadow wavered, its grip loosening. Sophia appeared beside Lucas, her form shimmering. "Lucas," she said, her voice filled with love and sorrow. "You have to let me go. It's the only way to save yourself." Tears streamed down Lucas's face. "I can't." "You must," she insisted. "Live for both of us." With a final, heart-wrenching look, Sophia faded away, the entity dissipating into the night. The room fell silent, the oppressive weight lifting. Lucas collapsed, his heart shattered but resolute. He knew he had to honor her wish, to live on and keep her memory alive. Months passed, and the pain slowly dulled. Lucas moved on, carrying Sophia in his heart. He never forgot the night she disappeared, nor the love they shared. He understood that some mysteries are beyond comprehension, some loves transcendent. And in the quiet moments, when the world felt still, he could almost hear her voice, a gentle whisper reminding him that love, even in its darkest hour, is never truly lost.